Last week on the Out of the Basement livestream, Jason, aka Yakface, the #1 leaker of Star Wars news, came on the show and dropped a lot of really cool information about all the upcoming Black Series releases. If you guys are interested in hearing all of that recapped, Out of the Basement just put out a really great video where they go over everything that he revealed, so make sure to go check that out in the description below. But regarding the prequels, Yakface basically said instead of doing a dedicated Attack of the Clones 20th anniversary line, they're going to be doing sort of a prequels Clone Wars celebration line, sort of like we saw for the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm, I'm guessing, where instead of a dedicated line, we saw a lot of throwback packaging and a lot of sort of retro-inspired releases, just kind of celebrating the 50 years of Lucasfilm without being tied to one specific movie. And Hasbro has a history of doing some retro-inspired packaging like we saw for the Clone Wars Black Series line, which was taking the old school Clone Wars packaging and just sizing it up for the Black Series, and they did the same with the Phantom Menace line, in which we saw that classic Darth Maul packaging just blown up for Black Series scale. So given Hasbro's history of doing this and Yakface's words about kind of lumping a lot of the prequel era together into one line, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Hasbro do a saga collection, taking that Episode 2 2002 era packaging, in which we not only saw mostly Attack of the Clones figures, but a lot of original trilogy stuff sprinkled in there as well. So this would not only cover a lot of Attack of the Clones figures, but this would also fill a lot of the holes that we have in the Black Series, and I'm gonna go into my wish list for what I would love to see in this rumored prequel era collection. And all of the images are from galacticfigures.com, go check them out if you want to see more. So a lot of the figures in this saga line had some play features, such as this C-3PO with the breakaway pieces. It would be cool to see some of those play features incorporated, but I don't think that's as important as just getting quality figures. I would love to see Attack of the Clones C-3PO like we saw in Hot Toys. Super Battle Droid is obviously a major hole in the Black Series. I'm shocked we haven't got one of these figures yet. It doesn't necessarily need to break apart like this, but it would be great to finally get that into the line, and this feels like a great way to do it. Captain Typho is not as popular of a character, but it seems like we could get away with some pretty simple reuse here from a lot of the pieces. I would love to see some more Naboo representation in the line. Moving on to Shaak-Ti, this might be a tricky figure to get in the Black Series due to the high detail paint apps there on the head, but I think if we can make Ahsoka look as good as we did, they can do Shaak-Ti. I don't think that there's ever an issue getting Jedi figures to sell, so this would be a great addition. Also, the Battle of Geonosis is not complete without Geonosians, and so this would be a pretty easy figure to re-release multiple times with different paint apps or different accessories, kind of like we saw in the Saga line where we had some kind of souped up versions of these with a little bit of armor and that sort of thing. So I could even see these selling pretty well to non-Star Wars collectors just because they look cool in any action figure line. Dexter Jetster is probably a character we will never see, and if we did, he would definitely be a deluxe. This figure just takes me back. I had this when I was a kid, and it would be really fun to have this in the Black Series, but I don't know if that's a realistic expectation. Zam Wesell would be very cool to have. I feel like Jango Fett feels kind of like something is missing without Zam at his side. I also loved having this figure when I was a kid, so maybe I'm biased. Stacey Tin would be another great release. He's a Jedi. You could reuse Ben Kenobi's robes for him. I don't think anyone would complain too much. Kaminoans feel kind of missing in the Black Series. It would be really cool to get Ton Wei, especially since we see her prominently featured in the Bad Batch. The Endor Rebel Trooper is a figure that we are getting in the 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi line. It would be really great to get a re-release of this with alternate head sculpts, that sort of thing, in the Saga packaging. Just brainstorming here. We're also desperately in need of an updated Palpatine figure from the prequels. We only have the original trilogy Palpatine in the line, and he feels just like such a missing presence on the prequel shelf. Also, it's pretty crazy that in all of the Black Series, we've only gotten one Padme figure, and it is her white outfit from the Battle of Geonosis. It's an incredible figure, but it definitely could use some updating. I think this pilot one is a pretty cool version. I would actually love to see the Tatooine version of Padme in the blue and black outfit. We've heard that we're getting Ki-Adi-Mundi in the Black Series, so this might be a cool line to release him in since he did come out in the original Saga Collection line. Somehow, we still have not gotten a Destroyer droid or a Droideka in the Black Series. I'm really not sure why. It is a pretty complex figure, but as a deluxe figure, I think this would sell really well. I also would love to get Watto in the Black Series. I know it's kind of silly, but I think a 2-pack with him and Child Anakin would be great on a Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones shelf. And I know Hasbro loves re-releases, but this would also be a great opportunity to get the Rebel Trooper back on shelves with the Andor series coming out and all of that. And then while we're at it, we can repaint that uniform and make Captain Antilles. And of course, a prominent figure in the prequel era and in the Kenobi series is Bail Organa. This would be a great way to get him into the line. Tim's Toys did an incredible Black Series custom of this figure, so I figured this would be a great time to show a bunch of custom figures that would fit in nicely in this era. Also from Tim's Toys is the Shock T custom. I am very lucky to have this one in my collection. Thank you, Tim, for that incredible birthday gift. You may have seen that in some of my videos. He also made this episode 1 Padme. This would be such a great one to get in the Black Series since it's a very action-oriented outfit. He also did this little boy Anakin with Jawa legs and Ron Weasley Figure Arts arms. This is his custom Ton Wei figure. This is 3D printed with resin from a user on CG Trader. From Frederick's Figures, we have this red outfit Palpatine, absolutely incredible work here. From my own customs collection, we have the Zam Wessel figure that is a repaint of a G.I. Joe figure. I'm still not great at painting eyes or faces, so don't laugh at me, but I made these customs before the Ayla Sakura figure came out. The Luminara figure is a mashup of a bunch of different Black Series and G.I. Joe figures, I think. This Kiari Mundi is on a Marvel Legends ninja body. This is probably one of my favorite heads that I've painted. Then I made these Kaminoans that are 3D printed, and believe it or not, I actually shot this in a microwave. Back when I first moved into my apartment, and my microwave was a lot cleaner. But anyway, that is all for today's video. Let me know what is on your guys' Saga collection wish list, and let me know if you have an alternate idea of what Hasbro might be doing to commemorate the prequels. I'm really interested to hear your takes as well. Anyway, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time.